Chapter 1. Living and Non-Living Things. You may have seen a variety of things in your surroundings. It is very interesting. You can note down on paper and make a list of such things. Some of the common things are cars, buses, the sun, the moon, stars, mountains, clouds, buildings, furniture, etc. You also see plants, animals, birds, and human beings. All these things can be divided into two groups, living things and non-living things. Living things, things which have life, are known as living things. Human beings, animals, and plants are living things. They all move, grow, breathe, and reproduce. Non-living things, things which do not have life, are known as non-living things. They do not move, grow, breathe, or reproduce. Things like car, train, bus, furniture, buildings, radio, television are made by man. They are man-made things. All man-made things are non-living. The things like the earth, the sun, the moon, the rivers and the mountains are found in nature. They are not made by man. These things are called natural non-living things. Difference between living and non-living things. On the basis of breathing, cover your nose and mouth with your hand for some time. You will feel uncomfortable. Can you cover them longer? No. All living things breathe to live. They have special organs in their body for breathing. Human beings and animals like cow, dog, cat, tiger, and lion breathe through their lungs. Insects like cockroaches, flies, mosquitoes, and grasshoppers breathe through tiny holes in their bodies. Fish breathe through their gills. Plants breathe through tiny pores called stomata, present on the surface of leaves. So, all living things breathe, while non-living things do not breathe. On the basis of growth, all living things grow. A little boy grows into a child, and then into an adult man. A seed grows into a small plant, and then into a tree. Animal babies grow into big animals. They grow in shape and size. Non-living things like books, pencils, and toys do not grow themselves. On the basis of need for food, all living things need food to stay alive, to grow, and to keep their body fit and healthy. Plants make their own food from air, water, chlorophyll, and sunlight. They take in water from earth through their roots. Animals do not make their own food. They feed on plants and other animals. Animals like lion, tiger, and leopard eat the flesh of other animals. Human beings feed themselves, both on plants and other animals. Non-living things do not need food. On the basis of movement, animals move from place to place in search of food, water, and shelter. Animals like lion, elephant, and dog move on their legs. Birds and insects use their wings to fly. Snakes use their body to crawl. Fish swims using its fins and tail. Plants do not move from place to place. Only a few plants show movement. The sunflower always turns its face towards the sun. So, living things move. Have you ever seen your book moving itself? You said no. Yes, true. Non-living things do not move themselves. On the basis of feeling, living things have senses. They can feel and react. You can feel hot or cold by touching hot or cold thing. You pull your hand back when you touch a hot or a cold thing, you can smell with your nose. Plants do not have sense organs, but they can feel. If you touch the mimosa touch-me-not or chewy-muy plant, it will droop its leaves immediately. Does your toy feel hot or cold when kept in an open space? No, it does not feel anything. Non-living things do not have senses, and they cannot react. On the basis of reproduction, all living things reproduce their own kind by laying eggs, giving birth to young ones, or by producing seeds. This is called reproduction. A woman gives birth to a baby, while a duck, hen, and a pigeon lays eggs, from which chicks are born. Most plants produce seeds which grow into new plants. Can your toy produce new toy? No, it cannot. Non-living things cannot reproduce. On the basis of death, all human beings, animals and plants die after a certain period. They become old and die. The average lifespan of a human being is 60 to 70 years. A dog lives for just 10 to 12 years on an average. Plants also die when they become old. Non-living things do not die. Interdependence of plants and animals. Animals and plants depend on each other. Plants purify air by releasing oxygen, which animals and human beings breathe. Animals get their food from plants. Humans and animals exhale carbon dioxide, which plants take to make their food. Birds and insects help plants to reproduce. There are plant-eating and flesh-eating animals in the world. This is called the balance in nature. Whenever someone cuts a tree or kills an animal, this balance is disturbed. Do you know? Parents pass on some qualities to their babies. This is called heredity. Chapter 2. Parts of a plant. There are different kinds of plants around you. Like your body, plants are also made up of different parts. Each part of a plant has its own functions. All parts of a plant work together to keep the plant alive and healthy. If you observe a plant carefully, you will see stems, branches, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits. The part of the plant above the ground is called the shoot. The part of plant below the ground is called the root. Let us study about parts of a plant one by one. The root. There are mainly two types of roots, that is, taproot and fibrous root. Taproot. It is a long, thick main root. It grows straight from the end of the stem and gives out some small roots along the sides. Mustard, hibiscus, pea, balsam, and carrot plants have taproots. Fibrous root. These roots grow from the end of the stem and spread out. There is no main root. It has a large number of tiny roots attached to the end of the stem. Plants like wheat, onion and rice have fibrous roots. Grass also has fibrous roots. These roots look like a bunch of roots. Functions of the roots. The root is one of the most important parts of the plant. No plant can live or grow without roots. Its main functions are: it holds the plant firmly in the soil. It absorbs water and minerals from the soil and gives it to the plant. Some roots store food for the plant. Vegetables like turnip, carrot, radish, and beetroot store food in their roots. This food is used by the plant. You also eat these roots. The shoot. The portion of the plant above the ground is the shoot. It has stem, leaves, flowers, roots and seeds. Every part has its functions. The stem. It is the main part of the shoot. It grows above the ground. It holds the plant upright. It bears the branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. Different plants have different types of stems. The stem of some trees like peepal, neem, and coconut are very hard, thick, and woody. Such stems are called trunks. The stems of some plants like bananas are soft and green, but they also hold the plants upright and bear leaves. Some plants have very soft and weak stems. They cannot hold the plant upright, but they bear leaves, flowers, and fruits. Climbers and creepers have soft and weak stems. Grapevine, money plant, and bougainvillea are climbers. Pumpkin and watermelon are creepers. Functions of the stem. The stem holds the plant upright. It supports the leaves, buds, flowers, and fruits. It carries water and minerals from the roots to the leaves. It also carries food prepared by leaves to the roots, buds, flowers, and fruits. Some stems store the food prepared by plants. You eat stems of sugarcane, potato, onion, and ginger. The leaf. Leaves grow on stems. They are a very important part of the shoot. Leaf also has many parts. Flat and broad part of a leaf is called leaf blade or lamina. It has main vein in the middle. It divides the leaf into two parts. Side veins come out of the main vein. The veins carry water to the leaf. The leaf blade has many tiny pores on its surface. These pores are called stomata. The leaf takes air through these pores for breathing. Functions of the leaf. Leaves make food for the plant, so leaf is called food factory or the kitchen of the plant. A green pigment called chlorophyll is present in the leaf. Leaf prepares food using carbon dioxide, water, and chlorophyll in the presence of sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis. Leaves of some plants store food. You eat some of them as vegetables, spinach, cabbage, lettuce, and coriander are the examples. Leaves make balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere as while making food, they take carbon dioxide and give oxygen. The flowers. Many plants bear flowers. Flowers make the plant beautiful and attractive. They are of different shapes, sizes, and colors. Most flowers have sweet fragrance. They attract butterflies and other insects. Functions of the flowers. Flowers help in reproduction and produce fruits and seeds. Uses of flowers. Used for decoration. Nectar of flowers is used to make honey. Perfumes are made from flowers. The fruits and seeds. Fruits are made from flowers. Most of the fruits have seeds inside them. Some fruits like mango and lychee have only one seed. Fruits like apple, orange, and pear have a few seeds. Fruits like papaya, watermelon have many seeds. Fruits like banana, pineapple have no seed. Functions of fruits and seeds. Fruits protect seeds from heat, cold, and rain. New plants mostly grow from seeds. A baby plant is protected inside a seed. It is surrounded by cotyledons, which store food. When a seed falls on the ground and gets air, water, and sunlight, it starts growing into a young plant and then becomes a fully grown plant. This process is called germination. Chapter 3. Eating habits of animals. Children, you know that food is the basic necessity of all living organisms. Animals need food to grow, to get energy and stay healthy. Plants make their own food. Animals depend on plants for food. Food habits of animals. Different animals have different food habits. On the basis of food habits, animals are grouped into herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Let me tell you about these in detail. Herbivores. Animals that eat plant and plant products. They are called herbivores. Sheep, cow, horse, etc. are herbivores. Carnivores. Some animals eat flesh of other animals. Such animals are lion, tiger, leopard, and fox, etc. They are carnivores. Omnivores. Animals who eat both plants and flesh of other animals are called omnivores. Crows and bears are omnivores. How do animals eat? Different animals eat different types of food. The shape of the mouth, the jaws and teeth of the animal are suited to the type of food it eats. Rabbits and squirrels eat hard plants. Their long and flat front teeth bite fruits and seeds. This is called gnawing the food. Buffaloes and cows have sharp biting teeth in the front to cut the grass. They have broad and strong back teeth to chew their food. These animals first bite the food, then swallow it. Later they bring it back in the mouth and chew it for hours. This is known as chewing the cud. A giraffe uses its long neck to reach leaves of tall trees. An elephant uses its long trunk to break off branches and leaves and push them into its mouth. It also uses its trunk to suck and put water into its mouth. Carnivores. Carnivores have sharp teeth to tear the flesh. They have strong jaws and their back teeth are broad and flat. They chew the flesh with them. Some animals, like snakes and crocodiles, swallow their food as a whole. Such animals do not have biting or chewing teeth. Houseflies, bees and mosquitoes suck their food with a hollow tube into their mouth. A butterfly also has a long hollow tube in its mouth to suck the nectar of flowers. Frogs and lizards shoot out their tongues and swallow the insects. A frog has a long and sticky tongue. The insects quickly get stuck to the tongue. Cats and dogs lap up milk or water with their tongues. An earthworm swallows soil which has part of dead plants and animal in it. Food chain. All living things depend on each other for food. Every living thing becomes food for some other living things. Grass is eaten by the deer. Deer is eaten by the lion. Grasshopper eats plants. Frog eats the grasshopper. Snake eats the frog. The process of eating and being eaten is called a food chain. Care of domestic animals. Animals are very useful to you. Some animals give you milk and wool. Camels, horses, and bullocks draw your carts. You should take proper care of them. Give proper food and clean water to them. Give them proper, clean shelter. Wash them properly to keep clean. If they are sick, take them to the veterinary doctor. Chapter 4. World of Birds. Children, you know, I am also a bird. We are wonderful creatures. You people love to look at us. Flying birds look very beautiful. Let me tell you about the features of birds that help them to fly. A bird's body mainly consists of head, beak, wings, feathers, tail, and feet. All these parts are very light. The shape of their body helps them to float in the air easily. Birds' bones are hollow and filled with air. This makes it light and strong. A bird flies with the help of its wings. Wings have feathers which help the bird to fly. The tail of the bird helps it to change the direction during flight. Feathers. Different birds have feathers of different colors. They help the bird to fly and keep its body warm. Some birds have oily feathers so that their body does not get wet. Types of feathers. Birds have mainly 3 types of feathers. Flight feathers. Long feathers attached to the wings and the tailbone are called flight feathers. They are long and flat and help the bird to fly. Down feathers. Very small, soft, fluffy feathers. Growing close to the bird's skin are down feathers. They keep the body of the bird warm. A newborn bird has a lot of down feathers. Body feathers. Body feathers are found all over the body of the bird. They give shape to the bird's body. How do birds fly? When a bird flaps its wings, the air under the wings pushes the bird up. On reaching high enough, it does not need to flap. During flight, wings perform 2 types of movements. Upstroke. When the wings move upward and backward, the movement is called upstroke. Downstroke. When the wings move downward and forward, the movement is called downstroke. Birds fly to different extent. Vultures, kites and eagles fly at a great height. They are known as birds of prey. They have very sharp eyes to see their prey on the ground. Birds like sparrows, parrots and bulbuls fly at a low height. Birds like hens, ducks and peacocks fly a short distance. Birds like sparrows, pigeons and crows have strong flight muscles. They can fly over a long distance. In olden days, pigeons were used to carry letters from one place to another. Some birds do not fly at all. They are heavy and have weak flight muscles. They can run very fast. Kiwi, penguin and ostrich are such birds. Penguins can also swim in water. Aquatic birds. Some birds spend most of their time in water. They are called aquatic birds. They have oil glands which keep their feathers waterproof. Swan, duck, pelican, crane and gull are aquatic birds. They have webbed toes, feet to swim in water. Chapter 5. Beaks and Claws of Birds. Beaks. We the birds have no teeth to eat. We have beaks to get food to eat. Different kinds of birds have different kinds of beaks. Beaks are very useful. Shape of beak depends on the kind of food eaten by us. Let me tell you something about beaks. Birds use their beaks to cut, tear, open and crush the food. Some birds use their beaks to make their nest. Some birds smoothen their feathers with beaks. This is called preening. Birds protect themselves with beaks from enemies. Let me tell you about kinds and uses of beaks. Strong, sharp and curved beaks. Flesh-eating birds like hawk, kite, vulture and owl have strong, sharp and curved beaks. They use it to tear the flesh. These birds are called birds of prey. Short, hard and horny beaks. Sparrow, pigeon, peacock and finch have short, hard and horny beaks to crush seeds and grains. Curved and hooked beaks. Parrots have this type of beaks to crack nuts and hard fruits. These beaks also help them to climb up trees. Strong and chisel-shaped beaks. Woodpecker has a strong, heavy and chisel-shaped beak to pull out the insects living under the barks of trees to eat. Short and broad beaks. Swallows have short and broad beaks which are sticky from inside. These birds fly with open beak. Thus, tiny flying insects get stuck inside their mouth. Long, slender and curved beaks. Birds like hoopoe and cattle egret eat insects hiding in the holes. They have long, slender and curved beaks to pull out the insects from holes in the ground. Broad and flat beaks. A duck has broad and flat beak with tiny holes at the edges. When the duck takes up muddy water containing insects, worms, etc., all the mud and water flows out from the tiny holes, leaving plants, insects and worms inside the beak. Long, thin and pointed beaks. A sunbird has a long, thin and pointed beak to suck nectar from the flowers. Feet and claws of birds. Birds have different kinds of feet and claws. Most birds have 4 toes on each foot, and all birds have a claw at the tip of each toe. The claws help birds in catching, holding and eating the food. They help some birds in walking, climbing and perching. Let me tell you about different types of feet and claws. Perching birds. These birds have 3 toes in front and 1 at the back that help them to hold the branches very firmly. These are called perching birds. Crow, sparrow, and myna are perching birds. Birds of prey. These birds have very strong and sharp claws for tearing the flesh of prey. They are called birds of prey. Vulture, hawk, and eagle are birds of prey. Their claws are called talons. These claws help them to catch and hold their prey firmly. They have 3 toes in front and 1 behind, just like perching birds. Climbing birds. Birds like parrots and woodpeckers are climbing birds. They have 2 toes pointing in the upward direction and 2 toes in the downward direction. These toes help them to climb up and cling to the bark of the tree. Scratching or running birds. Birds like hen have strong feet with 3 long toes in front and short hind toe, which is higher up on the leg. These toes help them to scratch the earth and bring out the buried food. Each of the toes has a sharp, horny claw. These birds run and walk on the ground. Wading birds. Birds like cranes and herons have thin, long, and graceful legs with wide spreading toes. These toes keep the birds from sinking into the mud. They can wade through mud easily. Their long legs help them in walking without getting their feathers wet. Swimming birds. Birds like ducks, swans and penguins have webbed feet. They have 3 toes in front and 1 toe at the back. Front toes are joined by webs of skin. These push the water away like paddles while swimming. They swim due to their webbed feet. These birds are very fast swimmers. Chapter 6. Nesting Habits of Birds. Like you, we birds also need a safe place to live in. Most birds build nests. They lay eggs and hatch them in the nest. Nests provide shelter to them. It also gives them protection. Birds choose their nesting place with great care. It should be safe from enemies and weather. Different birds build different kinds of nests using leaves, straws, twigs, wool, hair, cotton and thread, etc. In India, birds usually build their nests in the month of February or March. Let me tell you how birds make their nests and keep them comfortable for their babies. The tailor bird. This bird uses its sharp beak, like a needle, to sew leaves together to make the nest. It uses thread and wool to sew the nest, so it is called tailor bird. The weaver bird. This bird uses its beak to weave leaves, grass or twigs together to make a wonderful nest. The nest hangs upside down on the tree branch. It has a tunnel-like opening at the bottom through which birds enter the nest. The woodpecker. It pecks a hole in the bark of a tree. It keeps pecking till it gets hollow in the tree. Hollow space is the nest for the bird. The vulture. The vulture uses sticks to make its nest on tall trees. Its nest looks like a shallow cup. The penguin. Penguins live in very cold places. They simply collect pebbles and stones and put them together on the ground. It is their nest. The owl. It puts feathers and grass inside a hollow of a tree or in an old house for its nest. Caring the young ones. Children, as your parents take care of you, so our parents also take care of us. How do they care for baby birds? I will tell you. When the nest is ready, the mother bird lays eggs inside it and hatches them. The father bird protects them from enemies. They do so till the baby birds come out of the eggs. The coming out of the baby bird from the egg is called hatching. Baby birds are weak and featherless. They cannot open their eyes. So their parents take care of them. The mother bird provides them food. She keeps them warm and protects them from enemies. The mother bird takes the food in her own mouth, breaks it into small pieces, and makes it soft. She then pushes it into the mouth of the baby bird. When the baby birds grow up and have feathers, their parents teach them how to fly and how to find food. Chapter 7. Our body, a wonderful machine. Children, henceforth you have studied about plants and birds. Now I will tell you about you. You are a human. Your body is a wonderful machine. Let us study this machine in detail. Your body has many parts as a machine has. It is made up of billions of cells. Cells make a tissue. A group of tissues forms an organ. A few organs work together as a system to do a work, to play, eat, learn, etc. Cells, tissues, organs, system. Your body has 8 important organ systems. Skeletal system. There are 206 bones in an adult. All bones are joined together to form a skeleton. Skeleton gives shape, size and support to your body. It also protects delicate organs like heart, brain and lungs. Circulatory system. The heart, blood and blood vessels form the circulatory system. The heart pumps the blood to all parts of the body through blood vessels. Blood supplies oxygen and food to all your parts of the body. A human heart beats about 72 to 80 times in a minute. Muscular system. Muscles are special tissues. They can contract or stretch as per signals given by the brain. Muscles are attached to the bones by stretchy tissues called tendons. Due to muscles, you can move your body parts. Your body has 640 muscles. Respiratory system, nose, windpipe and lungs make respiratory system. Air is taken by nose through windpipe. From there it goes to the lungs. In lungs, blood takes oxygen from air. Oxygen burns the food and provides energy. The air you breathe out is carbon dioxide. Inside your nose, there are small hairs which trap dust particles and germs in the air. Do you know? The air we breathe in is called inhaled air. The air we give out is called exhaled air. Good breathing habits. Always breathe through your nose. Always breathe in fresh air. It has more oxygen. Wear loose clothes so that you can breathe easily. Do not cover your face while sleeping. Digestive system. Mouth, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and anus make the digestive system. Changing of food in simpler form is called digestion. When you eat, saliva in the mouth mixes with your food. Now, food goes to the stomach and remains there for about 4 to 5 hours. Then it goes to the small intestine. Here, food becomes in simpler form by digestive juices. In the small intestine, the simplest food is absorbed and used by the body cells. The undigested food goes to the large intestine and is thrown out of your body through the anus. Nervous system. Brain, spinal cord and nerves make the nervous system. The nerves receive and carry signals from different parts of the body to the brain and spinal cord. According to signals received by the brain, it instructs the various parts of the body. The brain controls all activities you do. Sense organs. A human body has 5 sense organs: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. All sense organs are attached to the brain through nerves. The work of these sense organs are described here. The eyes. With the help of eyes, you recognize, distinguish the colors, and locate objects. Eyes also express happiness, sorrow, anger, etc. The ears. You hear different sounds through your ears. They also tell you whether sound is coming from near or far. The nose. Nose helps you in breathing and smelling. You can identify whether smell is pleasant or bad by your nose. The tongue. Tongue helps you to taste whether it is sweet, sour, salty or bitter. The skin covers and protects your body. It can feel heat, cold, pressure and pain. Excretory system. This system removes the waste material from your body. Kidneys throw out waste water as urine. Lungs throw out carbon dioxide. Skin helps to remove sweat. Reproductive system. The organs which help in producing young ones are called reproductive system. Male and female have different organs for reproduction. Chapter 8. Safety and First Aid. All living beings have to follow some safety rules to protect themselves from accidents. Accidents can happen anywhere, in home, in school, on road, etc. You must observe safety rules according to the place where you are. These rules are as follows. On the road, always walk on the footpath. If there is no footpath, walk on the left-hand side of the road. Cross the road at zebra crossing. If there is no zebra crossing, wait until the road is clear. See to your right, then to the left, and again to your right. If no vehicle is coming, cross the road. Do not run across the road. While traveling in the bus, always stand in the queue at the bus stop. Do not get in or out of a moving bus. Do not put your head or arm out of the window. Do not travel on the footboard, and do not disturb the driver. At home, do not play with sharp-edged tools. Do not play with electrical appliances. Do not play with firecrackers. Do not run on the stairs. Do not fly kites at the terrace or roof. Take care while walking on a slippery floor. Do you know? Dial 100 to call for police. Dial 101 to call for ambulance. In the classroom, do not push anybody. Do not jump on the desks. Do not keep sharp blades in your bag. Use a plastic box for them. Do not throw chalk or duster at one another. In the playground, obey the rules of the game. Do not hurt anyone while playing. Do not quarrel. First aid. It is the immediate help given to an injured person. Let me tell you what you can do in case of any accident. Do not gather around the injured person. Do not try to move the injured person. If the person is bleeding heavily, clean the wound with an antiseptic and tie a clean bandage over it. Stay near the injured person and calm him down. Call the doctor if one is badly injured. Chapter 9. Air and Water. Children, in previous lessons you have studied that all living things need air, water and food. No living person can live without air more than a few minutes, though one can live without food and water for a few days. Let me tell you about air and water in detail. Air. Air is all around us. You cannot see it. You can feel it. Our earth is surrounded by layers of air called atmosphere. Air consists of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and water vapor. You breathe oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Oxygen helps the food to burn and give energy. Plants use this carbon dioxide for making their food and release oxygen. More air is nearer to the surface of the earth. As one goes up higher, air becomes thinner. Air pollution. Mixing of smoke and dust particles in air is called air pollution. Smoke produced by vehicles and factories with other gases and burning of crackers pollute the air. Polluted air causes many diseases. You should not burn crackers. You should grow more plants. Water. Water is very important for a living thing. You need water for drinking, bathing, cooking, washing clothes, and cleaning various things. Plants and animals also need water to live. About 70% of your body weight is water. Water is also used to generate electricity. Sources of water. Rain is the main source of water. Rainwater is collected in water bodies. Some water seeps and gets stored as groundwater. Water is found in oceans, rivers, lakes, ponds, wells, and springs. 3 states of water. Water is found in 3 states: ice, solid state; water, liquid state; vapor, gaseous state. These forms are interchangeable. Water changes into ice. Put some water in the freezer in a tray. After some time it changes into ice. It is the solid form of water. This process is called freezing of water. Water in liquid form, on cooling, changes into ice, solid form. Ice changes into water. If you heat ice, it will become liquid form of water. This process is called melting of ice. Ice in solid form, on heating, changes into water, liquid form. Water changes into steam. Heat the water, it will change into steam or water vapor. It is the gaseous form of water. This process is called evaporation of water. Water in liquid form, on heating, changes into water vapor. or steam in gaseous state. Steam changes into water. On cooling, steam or water vapor changes back into water. This process is called condensation of water. Steam or water vapor in gaseous form on cooling changes into water in liquid form. The water cycle. Water changes from one form to another. This cycle of changing is called water cycle. In nature too, water keeps on changing its form. Due to heat of sun, water of rivers, ponds and oceans goes up as water vapor. High up in the sky it cools to form clouds. When the cloud becomes heavy, it falls down as rain. This rainwater flows back to the rivers, ponds and oceans. Then it again goes up as water vapor. This continuous process is called water cycle. Chapter 10. Weather and Season. Weather is the condition of atmosphere at a given time. Weather keeps on changing. When the same weather continues for a certain period, it is called season. In your country, winter, summer and monsoon are the three main seasons. The change in weather is due to sun, wind, clouds and rain. Let us study how these affect the weather. The sun. Sun gives us heat and light. Sun changes its position during the day. Morning and evenings are cooler than the noon. Sunlight heats up the air, land and water, which forms wind, clouds and rain. The wind. Moving air is called wind. Soft and gentle wind is called breeze. Wind can be hot or cold. During winter, the dry and cold winds add chill and make the weather cold. When wind blows at very high speed, it is called storm. Storms can cause a lot of damage. They can uproot trees, poles, and even damage buildings. The clouds. Clouds are formed by the evaporation of water. A cloudy day is cooler than a sunny day because clouds block the sun rays. Cloudy nights are warmer because clouds do not allow the heat of the earth to escape. So clouds change the temperature. The rain. Rain cools the earth. Rain is good for crops when it falls at the right time. Too much rain causes floods, which can damage property and harm living things. Weather forecast. Advanced information about weather is called weather forecast. You can get information of weather from radio, television and newspapers. Weather affects our daily life. Change of weather affects the lives of human beings. Weather changes food habits, dress and activities. Seasons. There are three main seasons in your country. These are as follows. Summer. Weather is hot in summer. Very hot winds are called loo. People wear soft cotton clothes of light colors. You use fans and coolers to keep yourself cool. You use an umbrella to protect from scorching sunlight. You must drink more water, cold drinks and fruit juices. Winter. Weather is cold during winter. People stay indoors and wear woolen clothes. They bathe in hot water and take hot drinks like tea, coffee, etc. They use room heaters and sleep under blankets and quilts. Monsoon. In monsoon, it rains most of the time. People use umbrellas, raincoats and gumboots to save them from the rain. Too much rain causes floods, which can do a lot of damage. Chapter 11. The Earth. Our Earth revolves around the Sun, so it is a planet. There are 7 other planets that revolve around the Sun. The Sun and 8 planets make our solar system. The 8 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Water and air is available only on Earth. That is why life is possible on Earth. Shape of the Earth. The Earth is round in shape. It is slightly flat at the poles. Earth as seen from the space. The astronauts who have gone in space have photographed the Earth. In photographs, the Earth appears to be round in shape. It looks blue in color due to the presence of water on its surface. Movement of the Earth. Earth has two types of movement. Rotation. The Earth spins like a top on its axis. Axis is an imaginary line passing through north and south pole of the Earth. Spinning of Earth on its axis is called rotation. Rotation results in the formation of day and night. Earth completes one rotation in about 24 hours. Formation of day and night. The rotation of the Earth on its axis causes day and night. The side of the Earth facing the Sun has day, and on the other side it is night. As the Earth rotates, day and night keep changing. The Earth rotates west to east. Thus, the Sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. Revolution. The movement of the Earth around the Sun is called revolution. The Earth completes one revolution in 365 1/4 days. Formation of seasons. Revolution of the Earth causes change in seasons. The Earth moves around the Sun in a fixed path called orbit. Earth takes 365 1/4 days for one complete revolution. This period is called 1 year. Chapter 12. The Sun, the Moon, and the Stars. The Sun. The life on Earth is due to the Sun only. The Sun is a huge ball of hot gases. It is the nearest star to Earth. It is about 150 million kilometers away from us. That's why it looks very small. The Sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The Moon. Moon is round in shape. It has no light of its own. It only reflects the light of the Sun falling on it. It moves round the Earth, so it is called a satellite of the Earth. It takes 29.5 days to complete one rotation on its axis. The Moon has no air and water. Phases of the Moon. Every night, the Moon appears to change its shape. Due to the position of the Earth, the Moon appears to change its shape. From the Earth, you see only a portion of the Moon lighted up by the sunlight. The lighted part is called a phase. Let me tell you about these phases. New Moon, Amavasya. When the Moon is in between the Earth and the Sun, it is not seen at all. It is called the new Moon. Crescent Moon. After 2 or 3 days, a part of the Moon is seen. It is called Crescent Moon. First quarter. Within a week, you see half of the Moon. It is called first quarter. Gibbous Moon. When you see more than half of the Moon, it is called Gibbous Moon. Full Moon, Purnima. Within 2 weeks, the full moon is seen. It is Purnima. After the full moon day, the size of the Moon appears to decrease again. It becomes smaller and smaller. Decreasing size of the visible Moon is called waning, and increasing size of the visible Moon is called waxing. This waning and waxing is known as the phases of the Moon. The stars. Stars are seen at night. They are infinite in number. They are very big in size. They look small as they are very far from us. They give out light of their own. Some stars form a group which resembles some animals or patterns. These groups are called constellations. There are more than 88 known constellations. Ursa Major, Great Bear, Scorpio, Orion, Hunter, and Leo, Lion are some famous constellations. In the north sky, you can see a very bright star called the Pole Star, Dhruv Tara. Chapter 13. Rocks and Soil. You know that the upper layer of our Earth is made up of rocks and soil. It is the most important layer, as plants grow up in this layer only. Rock. Rocks are the hard part of the layer. They do not support plant growth. However, they help in formation of the soil. Soil is the soft part of the surface of the Earth. It supports plant growth and provides shelter to small living organisms. Soil formation. The different types of rock are heated by the sun and cooled by the cold weather. This heating and cooling break the rocks into small pieces. These pieces are carried away by strong winds or running water. They rub against each other and turn into very tiny particles of soil. Constituents of soil. To understand it, do the following activity. Take some garden soil in a jar. Fill the jar with water. Cover the jar and shake it well. Leave it for some time. Now, you see that there are 4 layers in the jar. These layers are gravel. This layer is at the bottom. Bigger and heavier particles are there. Sand. Layer of sand is above the layer of gravel. Clay. Above sand, the small and fine particles of soil are called clay. Humus. The layer above clay is not clear. Dead leaves, twigs, insects, and parts of dead animals float on the water. This is the humus. Humus is made of dead and decaying plant and animals. Humus makes soil fertile. Do you know? Remains of living things found deep under the layers of the earth are called fossils. Preparation of humus. Take some dry leaves and soak them in water. Put these leaves on a wet piece of land and cover them. Leave for 2 weeks undisturbed. After 2 weeks, you will see that the leaves have rotted and have turned into humus. Soil has moisture and air. Take some soil in a container and cover it with a lid. Heat the container for some time. Remove the lid and see. You will see some drops of water on the lid. Soil has water which on heating has evaporated. Now, take some soil in the jar and pour water on it. You will see air bubbles coming out of the soil. This proves soil contains water and air. Types of soil. There are 3 types of soil: sandy soil, clayey soil, loamy soil. Sandy soil. It is made up of sand, yellow, grey or light brown in color. Its particles are loosely packed and cannot hold much water. This soil is mostly found in desert or seashores. A few plants can grow in it. Clay soil. It is made up of clay. It is very smooth to touch and is very sticky. It can hold a lot of water, mostly found in ponds and river beds. It is used to make pots. Loamy soil. This soil is a mixture of sand and clay. It can hold enough water and air. This type of soil is the best for growth of plants. Uses of soil. Soil is useful in many ways. Plants get water and minerals from the soil. Many useful minerals are given by the soil. Animals in the soil. Many small animals live in the soil like ants, beetles and worms. Rabbits and snakes live in the burrows under the soil. Earthworm, centipede and millipede also live in the soil. Earthworms make the soil fertile, so it is called the farmer's friend. Chapter 14. Measuring things. Why do you need measurements? Children, if you want to buy a pair of shoes for you, the shopkeeper measures the exact size of your feet. Without this, the shopkeeper cannot give you shoes for your size. In your daily life, you have to know the exact size and quantity of things. You have to know length, weight, or volume of the things used by you. In olden days, people used handspan, cubit, foot stride, etc. to measure things. These were non-standard units, which varied from person to person. Now, let me tell you about some standard units of measurement and measuring equipment. Measurement of length. Nowadays, people use a meter rod, measuring tape or a ruler to measure the different lengths. Smaller lengths are measured in meters, m, centimeters, cm, and millimeters, mm. Very long distances are measured in kilometers, km, and miles. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. Measurement of weight. The units for measuring mass are milligrams, mg, grams, gm, and kilograms, kg. You use a balance or a weighing machine to measure weight. 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligrams. 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. 1 ton is equal to 1000 kilograms. Measurement of volume. Liquids like water, milk, petrol, oil, kerosene, etc. are measured in volume. Volume of a liquid is measured by using containers whose volume is known. This is because a container can hold only a fixed amount of liquid. Containers with different shapes may have the same capacity. Volume of liquid is measured in liters and milliliters. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. Measurement of time. The units for measuring time are seconds, s, minute, m, and hours, h. To measure time, you use a wristwatch, table clock, or a wall clock. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. 1 day equals 24 hours. 1 year equals 365 1/4 days. 1 leap year equals 366 days. Measurement of temperature. Temperature is how hot or cold something is. Temperature can be measured by using a thermometer. The units for measuring temperature are degree Celsius, degree C, or degree Fahrenheit, degree F. A room thermometer measures a large range of temperature. A clinical thermometer measures our body temperature. Chapter 15. Our house. Every living being needs a place to live in. You also live in a house. May it be big or small. Your house protects you from heat, cold, rain, and enemies. It gives you comfort. A good house. A good house should have separate places for studying, cooking, eating, sleeping, washing, and storing things. Every room should be airy. Sunlight keeps the room dry and free from germs. So, the room should be well lit. There should be a net on windows and doors to keep mosquitoes and flies away. Open spaces like a veranda or a courtyard give us fresh air, sunlight, and a place to play in. Care of the house. You spend most of your time in your house, so it must be clean and tidy. Living in a dirty house may cause diseases. Now I will tell you how you can keep your house clean. Wash basins and bathrooms must be washed and cleaned daily. They must be kept dry. You should throw garbage into a covered dustbin. It must be kept away from the places where we eat and cook. Dustbins must be emptied at proper dumping places. Never throw the garbage on the road. A good house should have a proper drainage system that carries dirty water away from the house. Mosquitoes breed in dirty water and spread diseases like dengue and malaria. So, drains from the kitchen and bathroom should be covered. While cleaning the floor of the house with a mop, use disinfectant to kill disease-causing germs.